Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Armin's High Life. Today we're doing just a bit of a yard inventory and review on our processor, the Range Road RR20T. We did get our truckload in on just Tuesday last week here. We were going to process up some wood then, but we got hit with some rain, so we didn't really get started until Saturday there. Nope, Friday. It was Friday. We sold our first cord out of it. And then Saturday we had the in-laws come down. We made some supper for them. They helped us out with roughly 100 bundles we sold that day. And then we just got started up here yesterday splitting wood, and we're just carrying on today. I'll show you guys our wood that we got in. It's all a pine spruce mix. There's mostly pine in here. There is a little bit of spruce. It's all dead stand, pretty much full tree lengths, all of them. You do got a couple of the shorter chunks in there. And then we also got our pile that we've been collecting here roughly for about 3 weeks. We've been going to one of our logging companies, their brush piles that they set aside there for us before they were gonna burn it. So we got all that collected. There's a little bit left in there, but we're gonna just leave it for now. We got the majority out of the good stuff. Some nice dry stuff in there. So we're sitting on roughly 40 cords in the yard right now. Roughly, maybe a little more, a little less. 40 for sure, no. We do got roughly, I'm gonna say about 5 to 6 cords split up right now through yesterday and today here. Good little pile to start her off. We should be able to add in another, I'm gonna say 3 to 4 cords into that today. I'm hoping to roughly get through half of this truckload by the end of today, and cleaning up on our sawdust. But for the Range Road here, get you guys a bit set up better there. But for the Range Road now, for the price of the machine, it's about $7,200 or $7,500 pre-built, $7,200 crated, plus your tax, GST. In all reality, for the price of the unit, it's a great unit. There are a few downfalls, but like I've been seeing on other videos, that seems like they all have their issues every now and then. But we're going to start with our main ones that will be breaking down. Our main one here, we got our spring. Our springs always break. They last, I'm gonna say roughly about 15 to 20 cords, sometimes 30 if you're lucky. We got our push plate. We had to drill extra holes, otherwise these little guys, they just clamp onto the main bolt, they just move. So we had to pre-drill, so these guys actually went down, so it actually gets your proper cutting piece every time. Otherwise, the more you bang it, it's just going to keep going out and out, or it's going to move inwards after the vibration. One other thing, hopefully you guys can see this here. We got cracks in the metal. It is cheaper metal. It is from China. But what can you expect? This has gone through quite a few cords. I'm going to say probably 1,000, maybe 2,000 cords in its life. And well, like all machinery, it does kind of break down. As you guys can see, it's kind of coupling in on each side. Just poor quality metal. Only thing that's going to affect is it's going to scrape a little bit of wood, and your wood sometimes going to get jammed up down here or on this side. That's why, hence I keep the cage up. Keep the cage up there, just so I can keep my hand in there to kind of guide that log through, so it's always getting that nice complete split. Another thing is the conveyor. when you did your 16-inch chunks, which is for a cord, they'd come out and they just get jammed up in here. There was a ball, right, or a drum here that would pull the belt. As you guys could see how big it was in there. I had to add in 2 plates here to kind of close it up, and we went over to a gear system with the 1 chain length is just your typical roller chain, and we just welded on just some metal pieces right here as teeth. They do bend, they're easy repair. The chain breaks, it's about $2 to repair. The whole setup cost me $180. I'm pretty sure I've told you guys that a few times in my past videos, but with the gears, she never gets jammed up. You can get that conveyor filled up with wood, and as soon as that one piece at the bottom clicks, she'll take off the whole thing worth of wood. With the belts, that drum would keep always spinning, but you get too much weight on that belt, and the belt would just sit and that drum would just keep spinning, and this, you had to go unload it. So this is my preference, 100 times better. I love it. I've had no issues with it. I've been running this for about roughly a year, maybe a year and a bit now, and we've had it break about 3 times. So it's about 6, well, you get about 3 repairs in a pack when you buy the replacement pegs. So it's been about $3 to repair that 3 times, 3 to 4 times. Another thing, the ram, or the splitting part there, they do get jammed up. You got to keep them pretty clean, otherwise you get a lot of debris in there, and they get, for the lever, it's hard to pull down. The axle down there, I don't know if you guys can see, but she is bent. That bent on our first day of buying it. As we were bringing it home, we were keeping it under 50 kilometers an hour like they said, but it's still bent. We had to replace our motor. We did upgrade to a Honda, the GX390. We've had to replace all of our tubes, but that was due to a fire. The only other thing we've had to majorly replace was our splitting ram, the hydraulic in there. It is a Chinese made one. You can't pick these up around town. Even when you go to the hydraulic shop, they will not, they're unable to fix them. They can't replace them. You need to get the original one from the dealership. So one thing I'd recommend, if you're doing heavy splitting, buy one of these, get them on hand, because you get about 1.5 years out of the machine and she's gonna go. The oil bar oiler is not the best working. It does get jammed up with a bit of fluid. You have to keep it cleaned out. I'm not too sure exactly why. Like, she's full, the reservoir is full, but she just doesn't want to drain. It's guaranteed the plug, they do get plugged up. You're dealing with how much sawdust and stuff here. But other than that, we were down at Range Road just a few days ago, and we took a peek at their new machine. They did quite a few upgrades to a few of the things I was mentioning, so I was quite impressed. The price is still the same. We're hopefully going to be able to possibly get a video done of their new machine here. I'll be able to get that up on the channel. I'm going to have to talk to the owner down there. But other than that, for how much wood she can process and not have to buck up your pieces and then split them, but for the price of, I've seen on a couple Facebook groups there, you got the Easton Made, or I think it's the there's a Timberwolf. Just for the price of them, it's a little high, a little steep, just for your splitter there. That's one of the reasons we went with this guy. You're gonna have a lot of failures. You're gonna have a lot of failures with most of your machines though. It's just when and how pricey they get. This one, it hasn't been too pricey. The main one, well, the motor and our splitting ram, the hydraulic splitting ram, those have been the most priciest repairs. Other than that, she's a really great machine. She does about a full cord in an hour for this machine. It does claim a cord and a half in an hour. That is incorrect. A cord an hour when you've got wood like this and it's pretty much getting fed on nicely. But the benefit is I can get right from tree length, full tree length in my yard into the pile an hour, rather than getting your pieces all cut up to 16 inches and then split it. Other than that, yeah, she's a great machine. I'd definitely probably buy another one. Probably will be buying another one here in a little while. Another year possibly down the road. I'm going to let them hopefully do a couple more upgrades to their new machine. I'm liking it though so far. I'm going to keep this one. It'd just be nice to have two of them going at the same time. Hire somebody for that. But other than that, yeah, she's a great machine. And a great price to boot. But other than that, we're probably going to leave you guys off with just our truckload that came in here on last Tuesday, and we'll let you guys just take a peek at it unloading. But I'd like to say thank you for subscribing. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys on next Thursday there.